What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome back to an episode of Main Events here in WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. This is episode 25, and I don't know. We're coming off of a very shocking Monday Night Raw, as at the very end of the event, we saw Vince McMahon was knocked out. Santino Marella, we saw he found him knocked out in the hallway, so we have to wonder what happened to Vince McMahon and who done it? Who could have attacked Vince McMahon and why? But anyway, looking at the match card, we have Eric Rowan versus RVD, Daniel Bryan versus Kane, King of the Ring qualifying match, and in the main event, Chris Jericho versus CM Punk in a King of the Ring qualifying match as well. So RVD defeats Eric Rowan, and right here, a showcase of the Intercontinental Championship division, Fandango defeats Curtis Axel. So I mean, Curtis Axel, at this rate, he's never going to get that championship match at Night of Champions. I mean, he needs to get a victory on SmackDown in order to keep his spot there, because he's been on quite a losing streak in this universe mode as of late, and I don't know. I'm thinking his opportunity, or his potential opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship, I mean, it's getting slimmer and slimmer. I mean, if he continues to lose matches, he could get snubbed from that matchup, which is currently a triple threat match, but at this rate, I don't think Curtis Axel is going to make it to Night of Champions in an Intercontinental Championship match. Might just have to come down to Ryback versus Christian. I mean, Christian, he's got the rematch clause, so he is guaranteed to be in the match. But Curtis Axel, I mean, he'd gotten some victories, and he was in the #1 contender spot for a while there. But after all these losses, I think Curtis Axel, I think his hopes are done for Night of Champions. We'll have to see what goes down on SmackDown. But speaking of Night of Champions, like I said, we have the King of the Ring tournament going down. I've already discussed the rules enough, so I'm not going to bore you and go through everything, but I will mention the winner gets a WWE Championship match or a World Heavyweight for the respective show. So whoever wins this one could potentially, down the road, be WWE Champion. You never know. Both superstars here representing Raw. Kane versus Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan, he's been trying to get his matchup with CM Punk for weeks, months even, and still no luck. He's actually been taken off of television. He's been taken off of television lately. I don't know if that's a move by the Authority, or should I say Vince McMahon. But anyway, I don't know if that's a move to maybe because of his recent actions. If that's if that's Vince McMahon's doing, intentionally keep him off of TV. Maybe they have a little bit of a grudge with Daniel Bryan. I'm not sure. But anyway, Vince McMahon, he got attacked on the very end of Raw last night, or on last Monday, I should say. And I don't know. We're gonna have to find out who done it, who attacked Vince McMahon, and why. I mean, Daniel Bryan could be a suspect. I mean, we know CM Punk could also be a suspect as well, I guess, because, you know, both these superstars have been trying to get a matchup against each other, and Vince McMahon has just, no, he's never given it the green light. He's been asked several times about it, and every single time he has said no. No pun intended for Daniel Bryan here, but every time Vince McMahon has said no to this potential matchup, a potential iconic matchup, one for the ages between Bryan and Punk, but Vince McMahon claims it's not what the people want, it's not what's best for business. I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't know. We see where that got Vince McMahon now. But yeah, we have to find out who done it. That's the third time I said that now. I'm going to stop, but we need to find out who did attack Vince McMahon and why. But anyway, as we can see here, Daniel Bryan getting tossed off of Kane there. And, ooh, nice uppercuts there from Kane. And now Kane looks like he's going for maybe a powerbomb here. But look at Daniel Bryan with a nice counter, turning it into a DDT. And now Daniel Bryan got an Achilles tendon submission hold, or did I say Kendon? What the heck? Achilles tendon submission locked in, but Kane got out of it, and now he's got Daniel Bryan just stomping away at Daniel Bryan here. And both these superstars, former tag team partners of Team Hell No. They did have one championship matchup back at Over the Limits, or was it Extreme Rules? No, they had a tag team matchup at, why can I not remember this? Yeah, I have a really bad memory of this tag team division. We do know that the New Millennia won it back at Vengeance. They'll be taking on Tons of Funk at SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure it was no, it was Extreme Rules, because it was Air Boom versus Team Hell No at Extreme Rules for the tag team titles. Well, on the Extreme Rules pre-show, and Team Hell No was unsuccessful then. And they haven't really been in too many tag matches in this universe mode. They did get the title opportunity then, but we haven't really seen Team Hell No as a tag team since then. They seem to have found more interest in pursuing their singles careers, their separate singles careers. And now Daniel Bryan kicks to the chest of Kane. And Daniel Bryan, I mean, obviously he's changed back to the no chance. Very frustrated with Vince McMahon, and I can understand why. So it's understandable that he has gone back to the no chance. As you know, this matchup between Punk and Daniel Bryan, it should have happened a while ago. And in fact, it should be getting booked. This is a matchup that we should see. But for whatever reason, Vince McMahon has not wanted that to happen. Nice kick to the side of the head there by Daniel Bryan. And now Daniel Bryan with a bit of a dragon sleeper hold here locked in. And this is part of that submission specialist, submission-based moveset on the part of Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan, very much so an in-ring technician, likes to target those body parts, set up submission holds, and he can come at you with tons of holds from tons of different positions. He's got plenty of submission holds in his arsenal, and that's not the only thing he has in his arsenal. Of course, he can go to the top rope. He can, he's got plenty of different moves that he can use. And now, this is a bit of a new one. More of that DLC maneuvers. He's working on the arm of Kane here. And Daniel Bryan, Kane once again breaks out of it with a punch right to the face. Maybe even right to the eye of Daniel Bryan there. As now, both these superstars, they had been tag team partners for quite a while, so they do know each other's movesets fairly well. And now Kane with a bit of a submission hold here. Single leg Boston Crab locked in on Daniel Bryan. But I don't think I don't think I've really seen Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan doesn't tap out too often, as he does not only know how to use submission holds, but he knows a way to counter them. But this is not a submission hold, or if it is, it's a very unorthodox one. As Kane just trying to choke out Daniel Bryan here with that glove of his, shoving it right in front of the mouth, trying to maybe suffocate Daniel Bryan. But that didn't work. But let's see if this choke slam done as Kane choke slam all the way to hell onto Daniel Bryan. And that's got to be it. Kane hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, Daniel Bryan kicks out. And Daniel Bryan showing that he's still got fight left in him. And I mean, you can never count out Daniel Bryan. I mean, Daniel Bryan, he has proven that he is one of the top superstars. And that he can go the distance in a match. Oh, and there's that big running knee. And now into the cover. 1, 2. No! Kane kicks out, as I thought that was going to be it. But then again, I also thought that the chokeslam was going to be it. But no, both superstars stayed alive in this one. And now both superstars have to be wondering what is it going to take to put the other away, as both have but both have utilized their finishing maneuvers. And now Kane with a full Nelson locked in. So Kane seems pretty set on trying to make Daniel Bryan tap out. But I don't think that's going to happen. Daniel Bryan manages to power out of that full Nelson there. And now Daniel Bryan has Kane into the corner. And this is vintage Daniel Bryan right here, folks. Jumping off the top rope there. And now ducks a clothesline and connects with a running elbow. No, he doesn't, as Kane takes him down there with a Total Whirl Slam. And now hooks the leg. 1, but a kick out there by Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan normally follows it up with that running elbow to the chest, but didn't happen there. Roll up on Kane. 1. No, Kane kicks out. And now the action is definitely quickened. The pace is definitely quickened in this one. The action is speeding up now as Kane with a big running clothesline, and now a leg drop to Daniel Bryan. And now Kane picks Daniel Bryan up by the throat here. And now once again, shoving that glove into the face of Daniel Bryan, trying to make him pass out here. And Daniel Bryan, he's trying to fight out of it. He's going to have to get that glove off of his face before he passes out. And Daniel Bryan, once again, manages to fight out of that. Can you even really call that a submission hold? I don't know. But now, here's Daniel Bryan getting sent off the ropes. But now, look at this. A nice float over neck breaker, utilizing that momentum that he had going off the ropes. And now, Kane is now he has to take a defensive position now, as it's Daniel Bryan on the offensive. Nice Total Whirl backbreaker by Daniel Bryan. And now Bryan. Ooh, what vicious elbows right to the shoulder there of Kane. And Daniel Bryan now gonna have to try and build some momentum, get back into this one. As Kane nearly decapitates him there with a running clothesline. And now hooks the leg. 1, 2. And a kick out by Daniel Bryan, as I was a little bit too quick on the, a little too quick on the count there. And now Kane, this is gonna do it. Daniel Bryan is done here. That tombstone spells the end for Daniel Bryan. Kane now got to drag him away from the ropes. I actually think he would have been fine to cover him. 1, 2, and Daniel Bryan kicks out of the tombstone pile driver. I mean, what is it gonna take to put away this man? This man, Daniel Bryan. He's trying to pull out all the stops here. He wants to become king of the ring. He wants to qualify for that tournament. And it's going to take even more out of the big red monster, machine, whatever you call him. And Kane, he's going to have to pull out something new here if he wants to put away Daniel Bryan. I mean, the choke slam wasn't enough. The whatever his chokehold wasn't enough. The tombstone wasn't enough. And now there's a nice running DDT there by Kane. And Kane has got to be in disbelief right here. I'm in disbelief myself. I would not have expected Daniel Bryan to put out this kind of an effort here on main event. And now Kane once again back with that chokehold here. And Daniel Bryan, can he get out of it once again? And I don't think he can. Daniel Bryan put up a valiant effort, but in the end, Kane was just too much for Daniel Bryan to overcome. And this big red monster has qualified for the King of the Ring tournament. And in case you're wondering about the arena change, there's no main event arena in the story designer. I don't get that. I don't know why that is. But very nice show of respect here on the part of Kane, shaking the hand of Daniel Bryan. So Kane is victorious, and he qualifies for the King of the Ring tournament. But take nothing away from Daniel Bryan here. What an outing by Daniel Bryan. I mean, he kicked out of more than I would have given him credit for. Daniel Bryan, he proved that he's got what it takes. He just Kane had a little bit more left in the tank. And I mean, you can't win a matchup just by taking a bunch of punishment. You do have to dish some out as well. But Kane did a pretty good job on defense. He managed to stay out of that label lock, and maybe that could have put away Kane. But, you know, Kane stayed alive, and he just continued to go back to the well and deliver with that chokehold until eventually Daniel Bryan using up so much energy that he passed out. I mean, you can't take anything away from Daniel Bryan. Even, you know, I'm not even going to go there because that sounds worse. But, you know, I mean, greater superstars than Daniel Bryan have passed out of that submission hold. I mean, you know, you're getting suffocated, so you can't really, there's nothing you can really do. If you can just get the glove off your face, that's about it. But once it's locked in, I mean, you really have no chance of getting out of it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to mention that John Cena did, I'm pretty sure John Cena passed out of that very same submission hold. And we all know what John Cena has done in the past. And I'm not saying that Daniel Bryan isn't the same caliber as John Cena. I'm not trying to sell Bryan short here. In fact, Daniel Bryan, at this point in time, I'd have to say, well, I can't really say he's better off than Cena because, I mean, look at Cena. He is getting a WWE title shot against Dean Ambrose, but not for nothing. Cena did earn that match as he defeated CM Punk at SummerSlam. And that's a very interesting way to tie things in here. Is CM Punk, if he had defeated John Cena at SummerSlam, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk would be having a matchup at this Sunday's pay-per-view Night of Champions, but Cena managed to just pull out all the stops in that one and defeated CM Punk. I mean, I know, SummerSlam was really weird. We had Cena winning, we had Miz winning, but obviously we all know what happened to The Miz. I mean, Miz, I don't even know what's up with Miz anymore. He's got his car blown up, and last week he almost got run over. I mean, I don't know who's out to get Miz, but could be the same person who's out to get Vince McMahon. I mean, you never know. But anyway, The Miz has got his own issues here. That was a bit of a side tangent. But we have this matchup. This matchup is a very, I don't want to say interesting, because I say that way too often. But this is I don't want to say this. This is definitely a good matchup to watch here, folks. Is these two superstars had their respective clashes back in WWE 13. Our very first feud for the WWE title, it was CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. Of course, in the end, at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, CM Punk defeated Chris Jericho, retaining the WWE Championship. But these two did put on quite the number of matches against each other back in the WWE 13, but now this is 2K14. This is several months later, and this is a different prize on the line. This is not for the WWE Championship. This is for the King of the Ring tournament. But, however, not going to say that the WWE title is completely out of the equation. Excuse me. I'm not going to say that the WWE title is completely out of the equation, as whoever wins King of the Ring will get a WWE Championship match, or a World Heavyweight Championship match if you're from SmackDown. But as far as these two superstars go, they're competing for the possibility of getting a WWE Championship opportunity, and that could be great for either of these superstars. CM Punk, former WWE Champion, longest reigning in the modern era, and CM Punk, really, since he lost the WWE Championship back at Capital Punishment to Dean Ambrose, he's been on a bit of a downward spiral since then, hasn't really won any matches, and not to say he hasn't had some impressive performances, but CM Punk really hasn't picked up any number of victories as of late. And it seems like this whole issue with Vince McMahon about not having the matchup between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, it seems like that has kind of gotten under the skin of both these two superstars, as Bryan has been on Bryan's been on a bit of a losing streak as well, so I don't know, they've been a little bit too distracted with this matchup that has not come to be, possibly. That could be a big reason, but Chris Jericho, on the other hand, hasn't done too much in this universe mode besides his feud with CM Punk. I mean, Jericho, he competed in a six-man tag at Over the Limit on the pre-show against The Shield. The Shield won that one. Did not have a match at Capital Punishment. Did not have a match at Vengeance. Jericho's actually been off the cards for a little while. Took a bit of a break from the WWE, but he did come back last month. He competed in that very first ever matchup on Main Event in that triple threat match against Kane and Roman Reigns. And we all know how that one went down. And if you don't, be sure to go check out that episode. But enough of the shameless plugs. Let's go ahead and get back into this one. Jericho, on the other hand, like I was saying, getting into that WWE title picture could definitely reinstate Jericho's claim as a main event superstar here in this universe mode. And on the other hand, CM Punk, like I said, on the bit of a losing streak, and he could definitely use a victory and an impressive showing, if not winning it all at King of the Ring. But CM Punk now, nice Falcon Arrow suplex. Yeah, I don't know what the actual name for that is. I know it is the Falcon's Arrow. But Jericho with a code breaker out of midair as CM Punk, I think, was going for that elbow drop and into the cover. And no, CM Punk kicks out. And at one count, no less. So, I mean, wow. What a kick out there by Punk. And now into the Northern Lights suplex, but another kick out by Punk. As we saw, Daniel Bryan lost his match against Kane earlier, so the potential loophole of having Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk at King of the Ring looks like that's not going to happen, as Daniel Bryan has been eliminated from King of the Ring contention, I guess I could say, as this is the final qualifying match. So these are the only two superstars that have a shot at getting into the tournament at this point in time. And now CM Punk, nice scoop slam to Chris Jericho. Now he's looking to build momentum off the ropes and into a leg drop. Nice move by Punk. And now here's CM Punk. Nice counter by Jericho, sending CM Punk over to the top rope, to the outside, and now landing on the floor outside as he bounced off that barricade. And now Jericho going to send Punk back into the ring. And here's Chris Jericho, nice counter. And now look at this, what a dive to the outside. But that's why they call it high-risk offense, is Chris Jericho able to sidestep. And now Jericho, well, no, I thought Punk was going to go crashing into the steel steps, but just a bit off to the left and just missed the steel steps there. But that definitely would have done a number on the legs of CM Punk. And now Jericho sending Punk into the ring here. And looks like he's trying to grab him by the face, but that didn't happen. And now Jericho grabbing some steel steps, I guess, showing a bit of his frustrations. I don't think this is no disqualification, but I don't know exactly what Jericho's trying to do here, but anyway, there's a chop right to the chest of CM Punk, and now he's got him into the tree of woe here, hung upside down in the corner. And here's Jericho, drop kick right to the face of CM Punk as the referee has got the steel steps out of the ring now. And here's Jericho once again with that suplex and goes into the cover this time, but a rope break as CM Punk stays alive now. There's a kick to the gut of Chris Jericho, and now a backhand. Nice move by the straight edge savior. I was going to go for other nicknames, but I don't remember what they are. As now Chris Jericho counters the backbreaker attempt and takes him down with a Samoan drop. And now here's Chris Jericho. Once again, go for a springboard, but now it's Jericho's turn to get caught out of midair. And CM Punk now go to sleep right to the face of Chris Jericho. And that's it. Cover here. 1, 2. No! Chris Jericho kicks out, and geez. Another great matchup here on Main Event on Ion Television. Jericho catches the kick and connects with a code breaker. And that could be it now. Is the second code breaker. 1, 2, 3. And Chris Jericho qualifies for the King of the Ring. So now that's all 8 superstars for Raw have qualified. Chris Jericho, Kane, The Undertaker, Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, Antonio Cesaro, Bray Wyatt, and The Miz. Those are our 8 superstars to represent Raw for the King of the Ring tournament. And this has actually been quite possibly the best episode of Main Events we've had in this universe mode, well, just ever, as we had 2 great matches here. We had the match between Kane and Daniel Bryan, pulling out all the stops in this one, and then of course we had Chris Jericho, CM Punk. That was another great match. So Kane and Jericho qualify for King of the Ring tournaments, and so that's going to settle that for the Monday Night Raw bracket. But of course, I can't reveal the brackets completely until the next episode of Universe Mode on SmackDown, when we find out who qualifies for SmackDown in the final slots. But I will show you the bracket next episode on SmackDown, so you'll get to see who qualifies for the King of the Ring, and you'll get to see the brackets for Night of Champions. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Keep on YouTubing. Wait, what do you mean I have to do the job at King of the Ring? Hello? Hello?